our fellow Texans. The rest of y'all, get out.
She got up. What did I say? There are two kinds of people in this world: those who were born in Texas and those who got here as fast as they could. So.
Any first-timers? All right. Any first-time Texans? All right, I like it. Yeehaw. Yeehaw, mother. Kidding. G-rated. It's not new yet. They said it's other.
You're over there?
All right, I'm making it. So we, Ackles and I were able to see it. So, as y'all well know, as we were filming season 15, we had planned to finish, it would have been, what, April? End of March, April?
April.
And so his parents and my parents had planned a trip to go to Vancouver and hang out for a week and see, you know, like the last...
See their sons graduate.
Yeah. And then pandemic happened. So they weren't able to come up because they would have to, you know, quarantine for 2 weeks. And so we were able to kind of get the Papa and Mama Ackles and the Papa and Mama Padalecki together last night for a nice meal. So that was... And you look around and you're like, this was supposed to happen 2 years ago.
Yeah.
In Vancouver. What's happened between now? Anyway.
I don't know. It's been a blur. It's good to be back here. How was the concert last night? Sorry we couldn't make it. We were at dinner saying, yes ma'am, no sir. So
the least I've cursed in a 3-hour span, probably the last
100%. For sure.
100%, like legit 100%.
Yeah, I don't know if this variety of age in this audience, but there's like a parent mode. You know? Am I wrong here? It's like
when you watch Private Ryan on TBS instead of like on Netflix, and it's like, you better get to that darn.
It's just like a slightly censored version of yourself. No, that was fun.
Anyways, it was fun. Yeah, all right. Well, shall we? What do you think?
I don't know. Let's you guys come here with some questions, or you just want to see us talk about nothing?
Nothing.
Nothing? Just talk? Oh gosh, it's like a live podcast.
I think a good way to start is with the Texas ain't Texas.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Hold on, I guess you can hear me.
No. Here goes the mic. Look at this. Ta-da!
Hi guys. I wanted to say thank you so much for putting up with all of our prop ideas.
Crap ideas?
Prop ideas is what she said.
Well, same thing. Crap ideas, prop ideas.
A little Freudian slip there, but that's fine.
I thoroughly enjoyed arresting you yesterday.
What's that?
I thoroughly enjoyed arresting you yesterday.
Yeah, she arrested me.
Yes.
Yeah, she did that. She pulled that part. He did it worse. He made me put a jumpsuit on and walk on the set. Be like, this is gonna be funny. Okay.
Well, it wasn't lost on me. She comes in dressed as Walker, basically, and then she asks to arrest me with, you know, and I was like, the two sides of Jared.
Jared before midnight, Jared after.
Right. Jared at work, Jared after work.
Yeah, but which is which there? I'm well behaved at work either.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, my question was actually for Jensen.
Okay. Right.
In NOLA, I brought the Stephen Amell pop, the big cutout.
Yep.
Did you send the picture to him?
Oh yeah, I sent it to him like immediately. Yeah, and he has sent one back in return of me, of a cutout. So she brought a life-size cutout of Stephen Amell.
Life-size, like?
Yeah, like life-size.
Skinny shoulders.
Yeah. And yes, he has fired back a similar photo. So
yeah, he's pretty funny. Amell Ackles well, but via text, all randomly, it'll be a weekend and he's somewhere, and I'll get a photo of him like holding a picture of me, and he's like, well, I saw you today. I'm like, hey, what's up, dude? That's kind of the way he catches that. That's too funny.
Yeah, so thanks for that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, sir. No, leaning forward, leaning forward. That's you.
Alright, so first time here, my wife got me to the show last year, binged it all.
Welcome.
Welcome.
It's been amazing.
Nice.
How far did you make it?
Oh, I'm done. We did it in 3 months. we got stuck working from home during the pandemic, so we were binging.
Yep.
So question, so listening to all the panels yesterday and Friday, you guys are completely backwards from what I gathered. I figured you were the jokester on the set, and you were the nice guy, so.
That's how good of actors we are.
You're welcome.
Which one are you?
And, well, more importantly, you figured I had the long hair and he had the short hair. We're just flipping the script.
Keeping you guessing, man.
Which one of you actually are more like their on-set character, and what did you bring from yourself into your character?
On Super?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Thanks, Jensen.
I mean, I'll take it. I think there's a lot of similarities between myself and Dean. Maybe not early on, but as the show grew and the character grew and the relationships within the show grew, and I grew personally, there certainly became blurred lines of identity there, and he and I were able to kind of snap into those characters very quickly because they are a part of us. It's a part of my personality. So what you were seeing was not me pretending to be somebody completely different. It was more of just me exaggerating a piece of my own personality. So, and I think probably pretty similar for you. I mean, you can't go 15 years if
Trying to pretend
that would be exhausting. So yeah, it was. There was definitely a large part of me within Dean's portrayal, and like people are like, oh, I miss Dean. I'm like, Dean's not gone. He's right in here. Yeah.
Yeah, I think. To echo that. So I'm a pretty silly dude. I'm like a grown-up 10-year-old. Not grown up, just overgrown, I think. Yeah. But when I
would have been the prankster on set, but I didn't have to be. So that's.
Jensen is funnier on a regular basis in person than Dean is, even though Dean was really funny. Jensen's friendlier, but he also has. It's funny, like when Jared gets into work mode, I'm very much like Sam. Like I'm laser focused. I'm like, okay, we gotta blah 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 blah. Otherwise, I'm kind of silly and goofy. Jensen also friendly and silly and goofy, but when he gets into like shit's gonna go down mode, he's Dean. He's like, all right, who do I have to mess up? Ackles, you're on TV.
I'm gonna hit him first.
Don't do what I did.
I'm gonna hit him. Then I'm gonna hit that kid.
It's cool, man. It's cool. So I think, I think we have a lot of similarities to echo what Ackles said to our characters. I've seen a little bit of Supernatural since we said our goodbyes, and I see Jensen and I see Jared, and Sam and Dean. So yeah, welcome to the family.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got it. I'm gonna go way over here. It's right there, purple. You got a hand.
Lots of hands in here, Jared. Lots of hands.
I'm Catherine. I'm from Kansas City.
All right.
Hey, Catherine.
Kansas City, Missouri, or Kansas City, Kansas?
KCK.
KCK?
KCK.
I like that.
Would y'all consider being in an international project like Squid Game? And if so, like, is there a specific country you'd like to work in or something?
Hell yes. That'd be amazing. Did you hear it?
Yeah, no.
Would you do international project like Squid Game?
Oh, got it.
Yeah. I mean, we did, technically, objectively, we did a 15-and-a-half-year international project. Because we're Texans, and we worked in Canada.
We commuted to work over the international lines.
Yeah. Our passport got a lot of stamps.
So many.
Remember, y'all traveled a lot. Well, a lot of y'all, we've seen y'all all over the world. I remember I had a 10-year passport, which is also comical because non sequitur. But when our kids were born, they were all born in Seattle, and we had got them passports, and they were able to do like 5-year passports. And it's like a blob of a 4-year-old kid, because I was filming in Vancouver, and now they're 4 years old, and it could be me, like it could be anybody. And you're like,
Any
this
baby.
is really,
Yeah.
any baby. It's like a random baby. Anyways, I would love to. I think after technically working internationally for 15.5 years, I think he and I wanted to see our families more. He got the itch and went back international. Couldn't get enough of that northern cold.
I wanted the eastern side experience. That's why I went and spent 7 months over in Toronto this past year. So yeah, it wasn't by design.
Yeah, it is.
It's kind of you go where you're deployed.
Yeah, which I think is the exact answer to your question. Like if something comes up and we're free and we're excited about it, we can work with other friends or people we admire or whatever, wherever. Like, where am I going? Just send me my ticket and I'll print it and get on a plane.
I mean, I think that our family situation maybe tethers us a little bit more than if we were, single with no kids. We could go and shoot a series in the UK or Bulgaria or wherever they're, but I think we're probably a little bit more thoughtful about where we're going and for how long. I know that the Toronto stint was a little more difficult than anticipated because I'd already signed up for it a year prior, thinking that we would have a handle on the pandemic and that things would be okay.
And there's a non-stop flight from Toronto to Austin.
Yeah, like I would have just been able to bounce back, and it wasn't just 2 people working every single day. It's a big ensemble cast. I had days, sometimes weeks off. But because the border was closed down because of COVID, I got up there and couldn't leave. So that was tough. If I'd have known that in advance, I probably would have had a serious, sit down about that and thought it out a little bit more. But yeah, I think working internationally and that's one of the perks of this job is it takes us places and we get to experience, new places, new people, new experiences. It's a fun gig.
All that having been said, I think I'll speak for both of us. Go out on a limb and say, we also love staying in Texas.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Okay, right here, the red plaid. Yes! Yeah. Hold on, here comes a mic.
Secrets don't make friends.
My sister, does that count? It's okay.
It does.
No.
Okay. Hi, you guys.
Hi.
First of all, Jared, hi. I'm
Hi.
also Sam. Nice to meet you.
Oh yeah.
Jensen.
Yeah.
Something to say to you, sir.
What's that?
You're a March baby. I'm also a March baby.
Oh.
So what are the chances we go out and get a drink together for a birthday?
Oh, okay.
100%. I mean, you can be back when in March.
It's up to you. 24th.
When in March? It's up to you. Let's go with 10th. Happy birthday, March 10th.
So March 24th, does that make you an Aries? It does. I was going to say, March, you're a Pisces, so let's go drink like fish. But that joke doesn't work now. Damn it.
Well, if you're ever in Austin, there's a place called Family Business. So the other day, on Walker, when we shoot the Walker Family Ranch House, it's in Dripping Springs, and we kind of drive, we don't drive past Family Business, but we drive near it, you know what I mean? We're like 15 minutes away from it. And so the other day on Thursday, we were gonna, Cliffy and I were gonna stop in and hang with Gino and Dayton again, and text you, but it was like, oh man, the kids are freaking out, and so I had to get home, and then I had to watch the episode. But yeah, we gotta find an excuse to get down there and
Any excuse.
on March, I get to decide when her birthday is, so I'll just,
Right, that's true.
I'll shoot you a text.
We'll
celebrate your birthday.
What's your name?
Sam.
Sam.
How did you forget that?
There's too many Sams in my life, all right? Well, I don't know where you'll be on your birthday, and I think I actually know where I'll be on my birthday, which is on set with this Yahoo. but I will make sure and have one for you. How about that? Or maybe 3.
I'll help.
Just because March is the 3rd month, I'll make it 3.
Correct.
I'll make it 24. I like your sister. I like you. Bring her. She can come.
Yeah. Make
You're
it
21 in November. Don't bring her until November, and then we'll work that out. Yeah, we'll figure that out.
Yeah, make it 24. I'll see you in May.
Thanks, Sam.
Jensen, okay, give him another one. I'm gonna go way back here. White shirt, black undershirt. You were doing this a second ago and it caught my attention. Yes, yeah, you're doing the, we win.
Yeah. Touchdown.
Touchdown, yeah.
We're gonna need updates on the scores too today, by the way. If anybody could just shout those out, unless somebody here is recording it, and then tough.
Hi, thank you.
Hi.
Okay, when the first show came on, I was about in my mid-20s to late 20s. When the show ended, I was in my 40s. So you guys have been a big part of my family. So I want to thank you guys for that.
Thank you back. Him too.
So my question is for both of you guys, like, were you guys content on the ending? Like, I know in previous interviews that you guys said that you wanted to go out in a blaze of glory. And so I was wondering, like, were you happy with how it ended? And also with Jared, I'm sorry, no, Jensen.
Found him.
Sorry, I'm nervous. I was wondering, because I know in previous episodes that, like, in instance when the Loki had that episode where you was dying repeatedly when you was going to hell, and also when you died from the first blade, were you like kind of wondering, like, is that how you were gonna end? Like how you were gonna die? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, I think Dean died somewhere in the hundreds. In
Apparently there's an
supernatural
Apparently
lore.
somebody's-
Yeah, does somebody know how many times Dean actually died? 37, right? 137. I knew that, I just didn't want to say it because I didn't want to. I didn't want people to think that I know that much about my kid, but I did know that answer. Yeah, Dean died 137 times throughout the course of the show. Does that count the last time? So it's okay. And never once did I think that Dean dying was going to result in like some sort of finality. Until Jared and I went into the writer's room in Los Angeles and they pitched us the ending of the show. And I was like, and just, I immediately had an adverse reaction to hearing what the plan was. And I don't know that, I mean, sure, we've said, yeah, we want to go out in a blaze of glory and, you know.
But once it becomes real, you're like, wait, what?
But that's the thing is just hearing it out loud from the people who were going to make it happen, I kind of didn't accept it. And I had this conversation with some folks in the VIP yesterday about what Kripke had said to me. Because I reached out to Kripke and just been like, hey man, I'm having a hard time I'm wrestling with this. What am I bumping on? And he took a day and then got back to me with a very kind of, a very Kripke-esque way of explaining why he thought this was a really, really good ending to the show. And it helped put things into perspective. And I don't know if there's some people here from the VIP, but did that help put things into perspective? Yeah. So,
I wasn't in the VIP. You want to hear?
I don't know. I don't know.
Story time.
What was that? Explain for everyone. Yeah, and then I'm going to ask to do this afternoon in front of the entire audience. It's going to be
Another time.
a broken record here. I was too close to it essentially. The cliff notes are I was too close to the character, too close to the story, and I wasn't looking at it from a macro standpoint. And he kind of helped pull me back and look at it from 30,000 feet and say, look at the totality of the show. And sure, I just always thought that Sam was going to be the one to kind of be the martyr. of Supernatural.
I did too. I thought that
because his character was kind of written as the chosen one. I mean, it's no secret that Kripke kind of modeled Sam and Dean after Luke Skywalker and Han Solo. Luke being the chosen one, essentially, and Han being his devilishly handsome.
First couple of seasons before he got older.
Oh, crap.
Yeah, it's a classic. I remember, like, at the beginning.
It's a classic case of gravity.
But like the archetypes, you know, like the reluctant hero. And there were so many ways the show could have ended. And part of me thought it was going to go the same way, where I died and we were going to see Dean struggling with, Dean brought me back into the life. And so if the life killed me first, he had to deal with it. And then I think part of what I enjoyed about the way it ended, and I love the ending, I love it. I mean, I love it as much as you can love something that makes you cry every time you watch it. Yeah. But it was just this like, I love like juxtapositions. And so you see these guys, and they've been to heaven, they've been to hell, they've killed Lucifer, they've fought with demons and angels and everything in between. And then it's something as simple as like, hey, these are just some vampires. Like, we'll be home tonight. You know, there's probably clothes in the dishwasher, or not in the dishwasher. No clothes in the dishwasher.
Listen,
you know what I mean? Like
Dean washes his clothes any way he can. Don't judge him.
But the idea being, you know,
a washing machine's a washing machine.
It became a very interesting, and maybe personally as Jared, this idea that, you know, you're living this great life, and you have great friends and great family, and you enjoy your career, and you enjoy your, you know, extended group of friends. But it could all end, like, you could fall downstairs, knock on wood.
Oh, shut
But that whole, it's, to this day, you know, we filmed it 15 months ago or whatever, but to this day, I'm still, like, thinking about the puzzle, the riddle, and I love that. So if it had just been some, you know, honky-dory, whatever ending where the boys are like, okay, I guess we're always gonna be awesome. I'm like, okay, well, that was fun. I guess that felt good. But it's like, you know, having a treat. It's like it feels good for an hour, and you're like, what? Like it didn't. Like, this keeps me thinking. The ending to this day, I still go like, whoa, what else does it mean? So for me, I couldn't be happier with it.
And I think it also, and Eric touched on just a more kind of character note of Dean. Just given the history of how he reacts to his brother or something happening to him or losing him, probably wouldn't have lived a happy life going forward. It probably would have been pretty depressing. Whereas Sam, I think, was the only brother who would have been capable, who had that ability to muster on and find a way to live a life worthy and make his brother proud. To carry on. That's right. And so it wasn't what I expected to hear. I was expecting Kripke to be like, you're right, this sucks. Man, you should absolutely switch this. But he put it in perspective where I was like, man, now I like it. And he also said, he said, I'm gonna quote a very dear friend of ours, Kim Manners, who he said, the ending is what is going to happen. And people think they know how they want it to end. But let's give them an ending in a way they don't expect it. And Kim used to always say, give them what they want in a way they don't expect it. And so I feel like we did that. Okay, let's put down the middle here in the little black hat.
It's a cloche, Jensen.
I don't know what it is, but I like it.
Is it a bowler?
I think it's a bowl.
I don't know, it's cute. I cut my hair and I don't look like a...
You don't have to yell, you have a mic now. Teasing!
Hey y'all, okay, so my question is after, one thing has always annoyed me about the show. After 15 years and 320 lessons on why not to keep secrets, how do y'all feel about the fact that you continue to keep secrets in your show? It's just trouble.
Well,
I think it rings true. You know what I mean?
wait, I missed the second half of that.
How do y'all feel about skill?
How do you feel about the fact that your characters never learned after 320 lessons of keeping secrets being a bad thing, that it's a bad thing and you didn't stop?
I think it's a great lesson. I think it's a lesson that everybody in here has probably dealt with. I think it's universal. I think it's ubiquitous. I mean, we've met people who talk about supernatural from like Navy SEALs, literally, to like 10-year-olds in school who are like, hey, my mom and dad showed. So it's just one of those. It's going back to what he was saying about like the Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, or Sam Winchester, Dean Winchester. These classic tropes and archetypes laid out wonderfully by Joseph Campbell, if you haven't had a chance to read his work. But there's a reason why Supernatural went 15 and a half years. And it's because if you give it enough time to pay attention to what it's teaching, like it taught me a lot, it taught him a lot, it taught a lot of us a lot. And I think that's something we all deal with. Like, I'm not gonna bother them with this. And then you find out later that A, it's not gonna be a bother to them. B, you would have been better off if you just mentioned it because they can't read your mind. So let them know. And they're, you're not going to tell your kids certain things because they're too young to, like, young kids. They don't need to know everything about mom and dad and whatever's going on the planet. You kind of, sugarcoat it. But if you find that person or those people in your life where you can tell them everything.
You also got to appreciate the fact that there's drama in secrets, right? And
well, I don't know if you don't tell me.
Drama just for drama's sake is not,
No, but there's drama from an audience's perspective. Because if they know something that the other character doesn't know, and they're hoping that that other character tells that character, but they don't, then it's like, oh my gosh, there's so many secrets. And I'm on the inner circle, this is so exciting. I know that he knows, but I also know that he doesn't know that he knows. Oh, this is good. Wait, commercial?
Save that for the soap opera.
So what?
Save that for the soap opera.
I mean, that's I wouldn't say soap opera.
Everything's a soap opera.
As we all, like just like today, as we all go through the days of our lives, we realize important.
No, seriously, as we do go through the days of our lives, we got to realize that this is all a house of wax that could melt in a New York minute.
Very true. He said it the best.
Mm-hmm.
I think we are getting the.
They're like, okay, they're done now. We've hit the cap of cheesiness.
They're reading each other's resumes.
Right.
Let's just get them off stage. Love you guys. We have a big day coming, so see you.
Thanks, y'all.